Welcome back to our channel and thank you for watching our videos. As you would have seen last week, we decided to remove our Unimog Cab from the chassis for restoration purposes. So far we've learned about the connections between the two and removed some of the items inside and outside the cab. But there is still so much work to do and the crane is booked in just a few days' time. So let's get back to work.
Good morning, welcome to day 2 of our preparation for restoration. Yesterday we got quite a lot done, as you probably have just seen, and today there is more to do. Stripping of the cab and making sure that we understand all the separation points that need to happen for the cab to come off. Also, Christina and her mum are going to go off on a mission to get the wood that we need for a lifting strut. Okay. Seat removal. Okay, we got some 10s. They look like 17s, I think. Really hoping these are all captive nuts. Oh wow, haven't seen that before. It's obviously some kind of like a method of tapping. A tapered bit on the top there and then a wedge cut into it. Oh. I'm being checked on my filming. Ooh, so that doesn't have a cut on it. Interesting. Look at that, prime bolts. Beautiful. Okay, so the next job is to make a lifting strut. I don't want to have slings going around and compressing the roof. I honestly actually don't think it would be too much of a problem, but it's right on that limit of I wouldn't like to try it and find out. So we're going to make a lifting strut to distribute the weight nicely. So we've got all the wood that we need, and I've been watching YouTube for a little while now, and YouTubers seem to be able to do this magical thing where they click their fingers and it pops into place. So I'm going to try that now. Are you ready? Not working. Maybe next time. Okay, 1x locally made lifting gear. So still, as you can see, it's much later in the day now. Had a quick interlude where we fitted a dishwasher. Yeah, so I'm taking out the air parts. This is the sort of, I suppose you would call it, the induction system for the heater. This is where the air comes inside there through this little motor in and then into the cabin. This took me 2 hours to get out because it's a right fiddly bastard, but it's quite good because this is kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to go through, like, this needs fixing, you know, this will all be super glued up. This has obviously taken a knock. We might as well give the motor a clean up, and that's quite a good little system of water releasing.
I'm just gonna go back to cooking. It's been a very long and very hectic day. James has been mostly working on the truck and I've been running around trying to organize things. I'm going back because this man doesn't stop.
Oh, it's just the other half of that thing.
Wow.
Just the air intake.
It's a big piece.
Oh look, now this is what I want to see. This is good. I can get access to all these bits. Can you press the selfie button? Yeah, there we go. Okay. Here's what I know so far. These are all the electrical cables that go through the bulkhead. This one and this one here. There's 7 plugs here and there's 1 plug here. This is just a terminal block and they snap on either side, and I might just end up getting my permanent marker and writing down the numbers on here. Thanks, Mr. Blue Beast. Good top tip is mark up your electrical connectors. Martin. I can't remember your second name. You're Dutch, so it's probably unpronounceable. But anyway, Mr. Blue Beast, if you don't mind. Martin Blue Beast, that'll do. This big bastard here is for the clutch. Sorry, apologies. I was talking earlier on. I just realised that this is the manifold for the brakes. That is a bit of a miscommunication between me and the missus earlier on. Not blaming her, but when I asked which one was moving, she said that one. Anyway, this here is the clutch pressure. This, I believe, is all the pipes for the 2-4 diff lock selector. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I think it's something to do with the speedo. In fact, I'm very sure it's something to do with the speedo, because I see that go towards the speedo. And then this is the reservoir for the brake line. That also needs to be disconnected, but obviously that is in the bracket of stuff which is done after we've driven it to the workshop. Good morning. So, I don't know how coherent I was last night. All happy that's disconnectable, happy that's disconnectable. Now the objective is to basically make it ready to drive again. It's not going to be fully assembled, but it's going to be assembled enough so that nothing gets caught up in the engine and the whole thing hopefully works. I've been disconnecting things left, right and centre, but nothing vital. Yeah, it should be alright. So actually, the next issue that I have to solve is the parking brakes. When you brake into a certain system, you have to empty that system. So if it's the electrical, you have to disconnect the battery. If it's the air system, you have to vent the tanks, because better that you vent it out through the pressure vent valve than it vents in your face when you're taking off a pipe. There are some air connections which we need to disconnect. However, the parking brakes at the back here, these 2 big chunky bastards here, are pressure operated, so we need those disengaged so that we can push the chassis into the workshop, because it has to be separated outside the workshop and then pushed into the workshop. What I'm hoping, what I'm going to test in a minute, is that I can disengage them and they stay disengaged once I drain the air tank. I hope that's the case. If that doesn't work, then I've also learnt that there is an emergency release. Inside here, there's a spline here and there's some balls. Balls. There's some balls in here that act as a locking mechanism. So the idea is that you pull this thing out the way and those balls are allowed to escape their little holes, and then the spline unlocks. Option 3 is unbolt the thing. Okay, so option 1 turned out to be okay. The selector valve held sufficient pressure for the parking brakes to stay disengaged, which is good news. So no need for emergency balls and or unbolting of things. Whoa, wowee. Well, we try not to stress, but it is quite stressful. Yeah, it's just a big project, isn't it? A big thing. It's like so many unknowns. Stress comes from making decisions, and making decisions comes from, navigating through the unknown, isn't it? So there's lots of unknown and lots of decisions, and then hence lots of stress. But that car's got boobies drawn on it, look.
And also it's all on a tight time scale.
Yeah.
So you need to make those decisions quick.
Yeah.
It's bang, bang, bang. There's no time for pondering.
Yeah, that's true. We're just going to the tool shop now because I've realised that it would be handy to have some crow's feet and also a large brake bar and a large crosshead screwdriver. Oh, and we got to go and get the driver as well. We're going to go and collect Christina's dad because he's finishing work. The driver's here, the main man.
Hello. How are you?
Terminate that later because that is the store.
20 volt.
So all the electrical connectors are out of the way and the brake manifold is out of the way. I'm still not 100% sure what to do about the selector valve for the four-wheel drive and also the other pipes that have to connect here, because that means braking into the airline. I'm going to wait till tomorrow morning to do that so that we hold the pressure. This is for the clutch. I just want to go and check, and I've also probably got to come up with some solution for capping the end of this so there's not loads of oil pissing out all over the place, and kind of the same with this as well. And the steering gear is off. That was actually relatively easy. There's one bolt just here and then it's off on a spline. I marked a line of where it was already, although it was slightly off centre, so I think that will just be something to calibrate in the future. Well,
That was a big day.
that was a big day.
Yeah.
But it couldn't have gone better.
Yeah.
There was like... Oh. Oh.
2 centimeter проблема.
Okay. I'll try again. 3 centimetre problem has been solved. We've been worrying about this day for ages. Just like what the guy's going to be like, if he's going to be friendly, if he's going to be someone... Yeah, how professional he's going to be. But honestly, it literally couldn't be better. It's like a granddad. It's like Nikolai for...
Grizzly and Bear.
He's got this little corner of the universe, perfectly sorted, a lovely little workshop, you know, everything where he needs it. Yeah, just old school. So much knowledge, you can just tell when he's going through it. So yeah, I'm very happy to leave the restoration in his hands, and it's looking like we should be able to get Raptor paint as well.
Yeah, so we'll probably use Raptor for the chassis and then a regular car paint on the cab, because I think it just looks a bit odd with the Raptor coat, and it's kind of, I think it's not good long term. So if someone wants to repaint it afterwards, it's got this like uneven surface and it's a bit more difficult like long term to look after, I think. On
removing some stuff, like when we removed the wheel arch, there was rust in, like rust holes, like in kind of the equivalent of what a normal vehicle would have in the sills, you know, the bottom of the pillars. There's always a problem there with collection of moisture. He looked at it and went, "Klein problem." He speaks German, so "Klein problem, klein problem."
Yeah.
It was cool that your dad...
Yeah, my dad was able to help a little bit.
Your dad was whipping things off quick sharp. That was really good. You take the wheel arches off, boom, boom, they're both off in like 5 minutes.
He was very happy to help.
Yeah, it was good. Are you feeling okay? You're quite amped?
Tiny bit.
Okay, I'm relaxed now. I'm just kind of back in my little spannering mode.
Well, if James is relaxed, I can relax as well. I know that everything is gonna be alright. And the steering wheel is off. Oh, wait.
So in here we've got the two pipes for the pressure gauge. They are the pressure pipes that take a feed from the air pressure tanks to give a readout of what the tanks are showing. So we're just going to carefully extract the air pipes because they need to go through the bulkhead. Okay. Good. Next is to disassemble the two four-wheel drive and diff locker. So that one just comes off as a push fit. Oh, it's giving birth away! It's not going to go back through there though. Save the best till last. It's moving at the bulkhead.
Does it look good?
Yeah, there's clutch fluid. Okay. Right, I shall put my thumb over that.
Well done, that's clutch disconnected.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Look at this. Most beautiful and efficient tool passer in the world. No offence to anyone that I've previously worked with. There is no one I've worked with that is as beautiful tool passer as you.
Thank you.
There's been some efficient tool passers, don't get me wrong.
But I'm the best.
But you are the most beautiful.
Oh no, but I'm not the best.
Hula hula! Oh, there's actually a black mark where it needs to go. I don't want to. Yeah, you have
We'll just make sure, you know, that we get this guy to go slow. If you say to encourage him to go a bit slower.
So, sorry to leave you on a cliffhanger there, folks.
Oops, sorry. And we thought we would finish this video with a little bit of van life from Italy.
Ciao for now.
Ciao, ciao.
Made it to the mountains last night. Could you pronounce the place that we're in?
Cicogna.
Cicogna.
Well, after 5 hours of getting ready.
How did you know I was gonna say that? I was thinking 5 hours later.
That's our go-to over-exaggeration.
Yeah.
Well, it's just the amount of time it takes us to get ready, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So we are ready now. And the plan was to begin with for James to go on a walk by himself, but he got the map out and started talking about it, and I thought, sounds quite nice. So we discussed it and we decided that we're gonna go together.
Together.
Luna is coming too, even though she's a pain in the ass today. We are going to attempt a loop. So the first section is going to be up to the mountain hut, and that's the steep bit. And after that we're gonna be going along the ridge up a bit higher. Yeah, and then by the river all the way back.
It should be like a big, quite impressive gorge actually. Hot puppy, hot girly. It's always so incredible walking around these areas because there's these old settlements that, you know, look like the houses would have taken generations of work to move all the stones and position them all perfectly, and they're just all abandoned. You know, you can obviously see why in this day and age, but they are incredible, aren't they?
Oh, almost there. I had a little rest just a minute ago, and the destination, I think, is literally like 5 minutes away.
I think so, yeah.
Very happy about that. Ready for snacks.
Yeah.
Can I swap one cracker for one slice of bread? Or two crackers?
Oh, it's got a hole in it. Some air. So funny that they, you know, we're transporting massive jerry cans full of wine. That's what they're in. Look, that one there. That one was full of wine. They drank it all. That's why they're singing. So after a lovely stop at Alpipra and some lovely singing and half a litre of wine and a cafe con grappa, we're quite wellied walking through the Alps. I had a good bit of food, so I mean, I'm absolutely loving life. That sitting there listening to those old boys sing and having some wine, and now just that fresh, cool air and the trees moving around nicely. We might get a swim later on.
Yeah, we'll see.
That'll sober us up for sure.
Carry on?
Mm-hmm. Look at this. Look at the trees incorporated in the metal. Actually into its structure there. And then over here, it goes in there. Like there's a thing for a, you know, a knot. Actually, that middle bit there goes around there. That's not very good filming, but you get the idea. Comes out that side. Chin chin. Good, eh?
It feels so pure. There's even a bus stop in this little village.
I think you'll be waiting for a while.
Yeah.
That river down there looks incredible. That's what we want. Somewhere to splosh around like that. But we can't get down there. Close. Oh yes, the stuff of dreams. Look at this. There's a big gorge down there. Going swimming down there. Oh my goodness, look at that. Apparently you can get down that way. Down this way, babe. made herself a bed on my shorts. Cutie puppy. I can see like the metal structure under those stones there. I'll be walking on the inside of these. Thank you very much. Oh my goodness, so they're moving as well. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, they're all rocking.
We are walking down to the river for a barbecue and a swim. I've got a sore knee now after the walk yesterday, so it's a bit challenging, but we're making the most of it.
Smog alert! We have our 5-star nature resort. There's the lovely Christina. We just take you for a quick tour. The master chef is busy at work. We've got a nice fire going on. We've got the bed of embers working up there. We've got some spare wood, fire lighting, fire making stuff, and then the marinated chicken is getting all nicely done. And then the lounging area over here where the dog is currently lounging. Okay, puppy? Luna? No, dog is just not talking to me. She's more interested in all the lizards that are up there. This pool here is nice and warm. And this pool here is nice and cool. Nicey, nicey. All good?
Yeah, all good.
Good.
I'm excited for cooking.
Top tip for the day for mechanic and general things: if you're looking at a bolt size and you're guessing what size it might be, guess that size. It's always good to have an engineer's eye to be able to micrometer things to save you going backwards and forwards for spanners all the time. Judge what size it is, get one size up, one size down. It will save you walking about loads. Lefty loosey, righty tighty. Lefty, righty. Click that finger, direction of bolt, tighty. This finger, click, click, click. See the way the fingers are going? Loosey.
Climb the camera.
We've just arrived to the paint shop. We're gonna choose the paint that's gonna go on our Unimog.